Hi friends, today we are going to see about Azolla Anabaena symbiosis. Anabaena. Anabaena is a genus of filamentous cyanobacteria that exist as plankton. They form symbiotic relationship with certain plants and fix nitrogen. The genus was identified by Bory de Saint Vincent and Flahalt in 1886. History. A DNA sequencing project was undertaken in 1999 and mapped the complete genome of Anabaena, which is 7.2 million base pairs long. The study focused on heterocyst, which converts nitrogen into ammonia. Certain species of Anabaena have been used in paddy fields, proving to be an effective natural fertilizer. Anabaena was observed in microscope. Scientific classification of Anabaena species. Kingdom Bacteria. Phylum Cyanobacteria. Class Hormogoniae. Order Nostochales. Family Nostochaceae. Genus Anabaena. These are some of the common Anabaena species. Azolla. What is Azolla? Azolla is a genus of common water fern whose small leaves accumulate on the surface of bodies of water, creating mats. Azolla is also known as mosquito fern or duckweed fern of fairy moss. Azolla is highly productive plant. It doubles its biomass in 3 to 10 days. Azolla is used as organic biofertilizer to increase the nitrogen levels in paddy. The rotting plant material releases nitrogen to the rice plants, providing up to 9 tons of protein per year. Scientific classification of Azolla fern. Kingdom Plantia. Division Pteridophyta. Class Polypodiopsida. Order Salviniales. Family Salviniaceae. Genus Azolla. Azolla in water fern. About Anabaena azolla. It is a small filamentous phototrophic cyanobacteria generally seen as a multicellular organisms with two distinct interdependent cell types. The first cell type is a smaller circular photoautotrophic vegetative cell that performs oxygenic photosynthesis and is typically blue green in color. The second is the heterocyst, a larger, paler, more homogeneous cell produced by Anabaena to fix atmospheric nitrogen. Anabaena azolla is usually found within ovoid cavities inside the leaves of water fern Azolla. There are two types of cells, that is vegetative cells and heterocyst. Ecology of Anabaena azolla. Anabaena azolla and Azolla have formed a symbiotic relationship in which the cyanobacterium receives carbon and nitrogen source from the plant in exchange for fixed nitrogen. Anabaena azolla are usually found within ovoid cavities located within the plant's dorsal leaves and are connected to the external environment by pores. Epidermal cells inside the leaf cavities of Azolla, that is, project inwards, forming numerous multicellular hairs with wart-like outgrowths. These hairs are tough to serve as a pathway for the free exchange of nutrients between Anabaena zola and Azolla. Anabaena that is present in leaf cavities of Azolla. Hair cell, gas vacuole, mucilage that is Anabaena zola, and it is the leaf cavity. When free living Anabaena zola develops only 5 to 10% of its cells into heterocyst, but when living in conjugation with Azolla, it increases its heterocyst production up to 25 to 30%. Anabaena Azolla is able to fix nitrogen so efficiently that population of Azolla has been known to double their biomass every 2 to 3 days. Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is a remarkable prokaryotic skill in which the inert atmospheric nitrogen gas N2 is combined with hydrogen to form ammonia NH3. This vital process, along with nitrification, formation of nitrates and nitrates, and ammonification, formation of ammonia from protein decay, that makes nitrogen available to autotrophic plants and ultimately to all members of the ecosystem. Although Azolla can absorb nitrates from the water, it can also absorb ammonia secreted by Anabaena within the leaf cavities. Mechanism. Under nitrogen limiting conditions, vegetative cells differentiate into heterocysts at semi-regular intervals among the filaments. Heterocysts are cells that are terminally specialized for nitrogen fixation. The interior of these cells is microxic as a result of increased respiration, inactivation of O2 producing photosystem PS2, and formation of a thickened envelope outside of the cell wall. Nitrogenous sequestered within the cells transforms dinitrogen into ammonia at the expense of ATP and reductant, both generated by carbohydrate metabolism, a process that is supplemented in the light by the activity of PS1. Carbohydrate, probably in the forms of sucrose, is synthesized in vegetative cells and moves into heterocyst. In return, nitrogen fixed in heterocyst moves into the vegetative cells, at least in part of the form of amino acid. Energy demand in nitrogen fixation. N2 nitrogen atmospheric plus 12 ATP adenosine triphosphate that is converted into by the denitrogenase 2NH3 ammonia plus 12 ADP adenosine diphosphate plus 12 PI phosphate inorganic phosphate. It takes 12 ATPs to provide sufficient energy to break the strong triple bond between the two nitrogen atoms of N2 gas N triple bond N. It is the simplified equation of nitrogen fixation. Two molecules of ammonia are produced from one molecule of nitrogen gas. The reaction requires 16 molecules of ATP and a supply of electrons and protons, hydrogen ions, plus the enzyme nitrogenase. Symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Azolla Anabaena. Importance of Anabaena Azolla. For centuries, the symbiotic relationship between Anabaena, Azolla, and Azolla has benefited farmers across the world. It is commonly used as green manure, which increases rice production. It is either incorporated as green manure at the beginning of the cropping season or grown as dual crop along with rice crop. Azolla can also provide aerobic transformations such as methane oxidation through enhanced aeration of flood water in rice field. The fern is responsible for providing 50 to 70% of the nitrogen required by the rice crop. According to some reports, Azolla has helped increase rice yields as much as 158% per year. Azolla is also used in fish food and garden mulch. It is a natural food for various types of insects. It is also used as water purifier and for control of weeds and mosquitoes. Symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Azolla Anabaena. Rice Azolla ducks in Korea. Rice Azolla fish in China. Rice Azolla to feed crows in Thailand. It is the Azolla that is fertilized in paddy fields.